All right, Blue Jackets, we need you. We are 3 points out of a playoff spot behind Carolina with a game at hand. Shout out to Terrence. Oh, I swear to God, does anybody else turn off those notifications and they still pop up all the goddamn time? It is such a pain. It's about as ridiculous as he just must be spamming the on and off button. It's about as ridiculous as turning off the soundtrack in this game, yet it still shows you what song is playing if you weren't to turn it off. It's like, well, what the hell's the point of that then? I don't know if we'll ever get an answer to that. I don't know if we will. Oh, goodness. Steek, by the way, if you're still in here, wild card in Ultimate Team. Why? That's my question. Because it kind of looked like it could have been interesting, but why? And it makes that little like sliding sound when the song changes. Yes, Mills, exactly. And hello, by the way. Hello, by the way. We'll leave it at this. You've been in my thoughts for the past 36 hours. How are you, though? How's life as a defensive coordinator on CFB? I saw you were back on that game. And how's NHL been treating you, too? I know you've been bouncing around between like this, Eashel, stuff like that. I finally given in on calling it Eashel, by the way. Oh, Mills, I wasn't going to bring it up, but Baybaw. I mean, you're on my thoughts all the time, but that's an entirely different conversation. Entirely different. Don't tell my wife. We're about to win 40. We are likely to win 40 by April. Shh, what's baseball now? That's the right attitude to have, in fairness. In fairness. There we go. 40, 28, and 5. Hell of a month that may have just gotten this season back on track. It may have. It's hockey season. Now, for anybody who doesn't know, Mills has the luxury as well of being a Caps fan at the moment. And we'll see how that works out for him. He and his Lord and Savior, Pierre-Luc Dubois. All right. We are currently up to second in the division with 9 games to go. We are in the playoffs, man. We are in the playoffs. We'll be scoring goals, all I care about. That's fair. That's fair. He's looked all right in the preseason, too, from what I've seen. There will be no Dubois. Oh, future Boston Bruin, Montreal Canadien, Toronto Maple Leafs somehow, Pierre-Luc Dubois. I hope he goes full Mike Sillinger and just plays for like half the league, at least. I want him to be an elite puck doku answer 5 years from now. He's already close, let's be honest. I'm a little bit surprised that we mathematically have not secured our playoff spot yet. I guess Carolina can technically get there, but they've also won no games out of their last 10. So this should be pretty simple in terms of clinching this playoff spot. We do beat Carolina. We do clinch a playoff spot. So all things considered, I mean, again, the deadline was relatively quiet for us. Yegor Zamula was the only guy that we did pick up. But it looks like that may have brought a bit of stability to the blue line. Looks like, in general, like the injuries haven't been as bad. Why did I say that? Immediately see an AHL get injured. And another. Jesus. At least Joel Jackson's healthy. Way to go, Joel. All right. Let's see. Will we finish ahead of New Jersey? We are probably not going to be able to take the division crown. Although we do beat Boston 6-0. So happens when you don't pay Jeremy Swayman. Done. 64 million reasons. Make it 65, Cam. Give him the money. Give him the money. Give him the money. And there we go. Okay. It is confirmed. We have made the playoffs as the second seed. We draw the New Jersey Devils in round number 1. But let's take a look at how some things played out this season. We'll get a full rundown of the league before we worry about the playoffs. So again, the Rangers have made it as the division winners. We will take on New Jersey. The Metro Division, pretty bad. Pretty bad. The Atlantic, it'll be Toronto against Buffalo, Rangers and Montreal. That'll be fun. Florida and Tampa for the state battle yet again. Central Division sees Winnipeg take on Dallas. Colorado will play Chicago. Minnesota will take on Vancouver. And Calgary will play Anaheim. So the Winnipeg Jets have won the President's Trophy. Good for Winnipeg. Pretty close race there at the top, too. Only 3 teams hit 50 wins. The Caps dead last this year. St. Louis still towards the bottom. Seattle still towards the bottom. There have just been a couple of teams that have not been able to really make up any sort of ground here. Shout out to B4 for the bits, by the way. B4, how are you tonight? How the heck are you? Oh, you know what I wanted to check in team stats? Was the goals for Colorado with the top offense in the league. We were somewhere in the middle in terms of goals for. Goals against, St. Louis at the top. We were bottom 6 in terms of goals against, 2.96 average. Power play, we averaged 17%, which was closer to the bottom. And our PK was 6th. So defensively, we're solid. It's our offense that needs to figure it out, which has kind of been the theme all season long, right? As we take a look here at our player stats, Brady Tkachuk led the team in points with 79 and 38 goals. That's not bad. It's not elite. A little bit of a problem. Caden Lindstrom had a really strong end to the season. 76 points, 21 goals, not bad at all. Fantilli, 55 and 80 is okay. Jordan Kyrou, again, doing what we need him to do as a playmaker. Gunderson, solid, but again, more assists than goals as a sniper is disappointing. Del Belbaluz, not bad, but I don't think he's going to be that outrageous, like, top 6 sniper that we needed, which really hurts. We've tried so hard. Rondell, great on the third line. Same for Sean Monahan. Joel Jackson was our 4th line center for most of the year. He was great. That 4th line in general did really, really good. And maybe that was part of the problem, is that our 4th line wasn't like grinder focused. So maybe they were just taking a bit too much of the offense away. I don't know. Because we do have, with Jamie Benn being our head coach, he rolls 4 instead of 3. So in the past couple of years, when we've had a coach that's run 3 lines and the grinders on the 4th, gives people a little bit more of an opportunity offensively. Could be the issue. Bouchard, not a bad season by the end of it. Can we definitively say that he's been worth 4 first-round picks on an offer sheet? Not necessarily. Werenski did well when he was healthy. How did Yegor Zamula do? 6 points in 21 games and a plus 12 after being acquired. He fit this team pretty well. Yarosek, 21 points, plus 17. Dayton did pretty well. Again, Villeneuve just wasn't him. At least not yet. I still have some confidence in the kid. Goaltending-wise, 31 wins for Daig, but only a .905 save percentage. Thielen did do very well as a backup. So, there is that. League-wide. It was all about... Jeez, dude, we're on medium scoring, and he still scored 86 goals. That is insane. 86 goals for Austin Matthews. 98 assists for line mate Mitch Marner. Nylander was up there too. Obviously, you have the Connor Scheifele combination. You have Gensel and Kucherov as a combination. Not to mention, Kyle Connor scored 70. Bedard, McKinnon, Caulfield, and Besser all hit 60. More goals than Columbus's leading scorer. Yeah. Defensively, 100 points for Adam Fox, the rare Centurion defender in this timeline. Makar did really well. Yeah, I mean, Bouchard's getting outproduced point-wise by Pavel Minchikov. Not ideal. Goalie-wise, the winningest, Connor Hellebuck. Only 4 goalies to hit 40 wins. Your shutout leader with 6 was Elvis in Toronto. Couple guys with 5. Whoops. I wanted to look at top save percentage. Anything above a 915 was considered really good. So we actually didn't have that bad a goaltending this year. Again, medium scoring settings, and still, the offense is outrageous. The rookies this year is going to be Jackson Jacobson, who we didn't draft a few years ago. He is going to win the Calder because of the plus-minus. That is pretty much a guarantee. Take it to the bank. Okay, what are we going to do to get these guys to be able to score goals in the playoffs? That is the question. What is the line combination that will work? As again, we have drawn New Jersey in this postseason. AHL team, by the way, has a 35-31-4 record, so it's going to be kind of a toss-up to see if they make the postseason. But let's take a look roster-wise here then. So Dag, Thielen as the goalies. Nothing's going to change there. Defensively, Werenski, Bouchard, Ersek, Muller, Kaupin, and Dainton. Is the goal for the year technically over now for Villeneuve? Yes. So we can send him and Johansson down to the AHL. Help out that particular team down there. Might disrupt the morale a little bit, but I don't really care. Do we drop somebody like Harvey Shields, who isn't bad, but do we drop him for someone like Hunter McCown because of what we just talked about earlier? Like Lamb, these guys, they got the playing time all year long. Jackson did well too. But sometimes you have to game the system. And going with guys like Matt Rempe, Hunter McCown, and then if we can find a more physical left wing, kind of drop the quality of the fourth line in hopes that the top 6 especially will step up. That might be the way to do it. It could also stunt the development of these guys, so it's a little bit risky. But the funny thing is these guys are super well-rounded. Let me send down Kiviranta for the moment, because then we can go best lines. We got to get these combinations right. Give ourselves the best chance to win here. All right, so if we take a look at this, we know that we have Dale Belbaluz as a sniper. Only other sniper right now is going to be Gunderson. In terms of power forwards, we have Fantilli and Kachuk. 2 ways, Lindstrom, Monahan. Did we have another playmaker aside from Kyrou? Jackson. Okay. So not Jackson and Kyrou in that top 6. Let's try something a little bit different. And maybe, just maybe, it'll work. Definitely risky. Actually, now that I look at this, I don't hate it. It definitely puts Del Belbaluz in a position to have to deliver. I don't hate that. We know Monahan's going to have better face-offs than Fantilli. Shields is a sniper, 2-way power forward. It does put Frondell into a rough spot. It's funny that Shields is a sniper when he has that defensive ability. Granted, he has all alone as well. But we got a power forward. We have a 2. You know? Do we have an AHL center that's a playmaker? Even if they're not particularly good. Pinelli's a sniper, that's right. Pavel Gonchar's a sniper. Okay, that's not going to happen. At least there's not going to be the perfect fit there. Do we have a playmaker, though? Well, we talked about a playmaker. Do we have, like, a right-wing playmaker? Poirier, I'm pretty sure, is also... We got a lot of snipers that we're trying to train up, in fairness. Nick Crooks. Not that that's totally ideal. But I'm intrigued enough to try it. So what if we went... I mean, none of these guys are centers, though. Fantilli is, though, obviously. So we can drop Lamb to the other side. All right, if we drop Riopel and Shields, call up someone more defensive, call up a playmaker, drop these guys down to the AHL, let them do well in the playoffs. So Crooks was a playmaker, or we could go with the Latvian Flugins, but his passing is terrible. I feel like Crooks could hang in there pretty well. Risky for sure. And then, honestly, Hunter McCown. And funny enough, Shields would actually go all the way back to junior, but you know what? I'm willing to risk it. I'm willing to risk it, honestly, and because, again, his goal was to be on the NHL roster for the entire season. Technically, he was, so we already accomplished those. So if we were to have Rondell, Monahan, McCown, we go Fantilli, Lamb, and Crooks. Just for chemistry's sake, as we've talked about. That's not a bad way to go. Good work. Good work. Again, technically, we're making the roster a little bit worse, but we are doing it to try and help the team actually play a little bit better overall. Trying to game the system a little bit. Now, is it a risk and a half to be changing up the roster after a strong end to the regular season? Yes, some could say it's an incredibly dumb thing to do, and I don't even know if I would disagree. We want to split up Werenski and Bouchard, though. This I know. This I know. I don't think there's any way to avoid that minus. Yeah, there's just like no way to avoid that minus. You did just have the best month and a half in the season, so you never know, right? But sometimes, too, you can kind of read the warning signs of what might be about to happen. I mean, Bouchard will still have plenty of power play time. Dagan Thielen. This is risky as all hell, but you know what? I'm here for it. I'm here for it. Let's try it. Let's try it. It's not as if we were so dominant. Like, we did make the playoffs, but that's primarily because our division was trash this year. What does New Jersey look like heading into this? Fix the power play. I'm willing to leave it for now, just to see if they can get it done in the playoffs, and we'll adjust if we have to. Oh, boy. Jesper Bratt, Jack Hughes, Dawson Mercer, Timo Meyer, Nico Hischier, and Ryan Rubrowick. Michael Carcone, Mark Jankowski, and Travis Boyd. Stefan Nason, Nolan Foote, centered by Kent Johnson. We cannot escape him. Defensively, Luke Hughes with Brett Pesce, Simone Nemec and Marcus Pettersson, P.O. Joseph, and Adam Larson back in New Jersey. I just realized I didn't even double-check the trade deadline. I apologize for that. Not that there were any gigantic names out there. Anyway, goaltenders, Connor Ingram and Joel Hofer. The good thing is, I was watching on twitch.tv/DeekSlayer earlier today, and he said, Connor Ingram, not him. And I trust DeekSlayer, baby. I trust him. Dumoulin, Eberle, and Colton Dock as the scratches. This is a very tough first-round series. Very, very tough indeed. In terms of the overall ratings, for the Blue Jackets, 90, 94, 90. For the Devils, 96, 91, and an 86. Whew. This might not go particularly well for yours truly, but let's get a prediction out there for the old channel points. And, gentlemen, I'm going to trust you here. Especially Crooks. I'm putting you in quite the interesting predicament here. Hunter McCown back on the roster. We're running frickin' Jackson as the second line center. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. This may have been a drastic mistake in terms of how we've set up the team for the playoffs. It is game number 1 in Columbus. First period. 1-0 Jackets. Brady Tkachuk, our regular season leading scorer, kicks off the playoff scoring. Second period. Still 1-0. 25 shots to 24. Close game so far. We are in an okay spot, but that can change in an instant. Power play for the Jackets. Nothing doing. And Nico Hischier has the Devils on the board. Luca Del Belbaluz gets it right back, though. Minute and a half later. 5 minutes to go in game 1, regulation at least. We have seen plenty of overtime games in our time. This will not be one of them. It is a 2-1 win for the Jackets in game 1. Gabriel Daig strikes with 33 of 34 stopped. Connor Ingram did have a great game. His game was as good as his hairline is bad. I feel your pain, Connor. But still, we were able to get the win, thanks to Luca Del Belbaluz. That's one game in the books. Long way to go in this series, though. We know that's how this works. We know it. We've seen it. But if Daig can play like that, we might just have a shot. Which means we'll probably get blown out in this game. Game 2. First round against New Jersey. First period. Also, our AHL team was just confirmed to have missed the playoffs. A 3-1 Devils lead. P.O. Joseph, Timo Meier, and Ryan Robrowick all on the power play. Gunderson gets a goal back for us, but we are up against it in this one. Second period. Oh, my God. Thielen was in, and Thielen is not doing much better. Meier, Mercer, 5-1. Heading into the third period. This is what I was afraid of, and this is what we are experiencing. One more goal would certainly... Yep, there it is. 6-1, your final score as Timo Meier added one more for fun. We got decimated in game number 2. The hat trick for Meier. Jesus. Now, the big question is the penalties. It was a charging major on Jordan Kyrou that pretty much lost us the game. Yarosek got called for hooking in a shorthanded situation as well. Noted goon Jordan Kyrou. And we get decimated as a result. That was very LA, New Jersey Stanley Cup Finals Steve Bernier of Jordan Kyrou there. That was a bad time. Because of that, Kyrou, you're getting demoted. We're calling up the Crooks, baby. Lamb, Fantilli, Kyrou. What a third line. Nick Crooks. Giving you a chance. Why not? Why not? Game 3 at the Rock. Let's see what happens. First period, goalless. Okay, shots were close as well. Second period, 1-0 Jackets, David Yarosek. Okay. Goals from defensemen are nice. However, you notice, in terms of the guys that we're looking at to score goals, it's still not happening. Some of these star players are still falling short of what we were hoping they would be able to do. We're looking at Brady. We're looking at Del Belbelous. We're looking at Gunderson, especially. However, it's amazing what can happen when we don't take a major penalty in the first 5 minutes of the game. A 29-save shutout for Daig and a 2-1 series lead. Joel Hofer was in that game, by the way. Interesting. I don't know how Daig isn't first star with 29 saves, but whatever. That is a victory in the books, as we are having to rely on staunch defense and goaltending. And if we don't get that, we don't stand a chance in hell, which is horrifying, honestly. I think horrifying is the best way to sum it up. Like, I get it that we're up 2-1 in the series, but obviously there are certain players we can look at right now to say, like, dude, what the hell is going on? Gunderson's got a goal in the series so far. Crooks doesn't have any assists. We are up 2-1, but man, I'm worried. Hello, Monkey Dude. How are you doing, my friend? No points from Zach Werenski so far. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. Evan Bouchard, no points. No points, no points. Okay. Okay. Off for 2 days. Yeah, I saw you mention that earlier. All the time to game, but nobody to play with. He's playing on the third pair. He has all the power play time, though. Game number 4. We have a 2-1 lead. First period, 2-0 Jackets, Del Belbelous, and Lamb. That's the hot start that we needed. This franchise going. I'm enjoying it. We haven't won anything yet, but I am enjoying it. They just need to fix their rosters so that the rosters aren't trash, but they won't do that. Second period, still 2-0. All right. Decent position to be in. Decent. Shorthanded goal for Boyd. Are we going to be able to hold this lead? Crooks! He is not a Crooks. That's a reference for the olds out there. Oh my God, the playmaker scores. Timo Meier gets one back late. Oh, there you go. Crooks never win. Play fair, everybody. Play fair. We go to overtime in game number 4. Again, unless it's an elimination game or double overtime, we will not jump in for the sake of time. How's game 4 going to go? Are we going to choke this away and let the Devils back into the series? No, we are not. And thank God, who else would the hero be? It is Zach Werenski. That was way too close for comfort. But a win is a win. And we are 1 win away from the second round. Despite all the crazy lineup changes and stuff like that, we are still in a decent position here. I'm not going to change anything at this point. Let's keep it going. Game 5. Can we end this? First period, goalless. Shots were close. Second period, not goalless. Adam Fantilli and Brady Tkachuk. Welcome to the series, Mr. Fantilli. We are potentially 20 minutes away from a relatively shock elimination of New Jersey in just 5 games. Just. That's if we can hold on here. We saw the Devils come back ever previously. 3 minutes to go. A few seconds left. The Columbus Blue Jackets are off to the second round after Daig's second shutout of the series. Goal scoring is not our forte, but solid defense and goaltending apparently is. As we eliminate New Jersey in just 5 games. That is not what I expected at all. At all. But I will take it. Let's see actually how the players did in that first round. Del Belbelouz, not bad. Not bad. Lindstrom, 4 assists. Not bad. Nick Crooks with a goal. Second line, Kachuk, 4 points in 5 games. Joel Jackson did absolutely nothing. Gunderson, just 1 goal, and that was in game 1. Clayton Lamb with a goal. Fantilli with 3 points. Kyrou with 2 points in a 5-minute major that cost us the only game that we lost. Frondell with an assist. Monahan with an assist. Nothing for Hunter McCown. There are still so many warning signs that this team is not good enough. But they did win. Werenski just 1 goal, but it was an overtime winner. Zamula with a point and a +3. Same for Kimmo Kauppinen. 1 goal and a +1 for David Yarosek. Nothing from Dallas Dayton. I know people are like, hey, he's on the third pairing, but dude, Evan Bouchard. Evan Bouchard. You are not him, are you? However, this 22-year-old stud might be Gabriel Daig, a .948 with 2 shutouts against that stellar New Jersey lineup. That is us punching our ticket to round 2, where it's looking like it could end up being Montreal. Let's find out for sure. Game 7. Habs and Rangers. And it will be the New York Rangers. The 47-win Rangers. Again, we did win 46 games, so not that drastic of a difference. But the 47-win Rangers will stand in our way. Let's take a look at their lineup, as ours will probably stay pretty similar, although, again, there are some changes that we can make. Shout out to Ivory, 72 months. Jesus Christ, Ivory. How the heck are you? And my God. That still blows my mind, right? It blows my mind. That again, we have these moments of being a kiss ass all the time, right? But seriously, thank you guys for all the support. It allows me to still be able to do this for all of these years. And it's fun. Who wants a real job? Let's yell about franchise mode and EA's shit rosters. Don't have a Lambo in the garage, but I do get to yell about EA's rosters for a living. The Rangers look like this. Artemi Panarin, Philip Hedl, and Alexei Lafreniere. Second line, Capo Kakko, Mika Zibanejad, and Yegor Chinnikov, old friend of ours. Ross Colton, Vinny Trocheck, and Nick Bjugstad, Johnny Brodzinski, Brock Nelson, and Chris Kreider. On the fourth line, is franchise good this year? It's as close to good as it's been in a long time. Can I see Michkov? He doesn't have a player picture, but yes, I can look at Philly's lineup. Defensively, Keandre Miller and Adam Fox. He's the big problem. Nick Perbix and old pal of ours, Sam Bolduc. Marcus Bjork and Jacob Tromba. Still there. Goaltender, Igor Shesterkin and Mads Sjogard. No injuries, but healthy scratches. Will Cool, Rasmus Asplund, and Kevin Ball. And yeah, for the record, this is what Michkov looks like at 2029. So 5 years into the season. 5 years in. Honestly, he's probably better than that 87 overall. Philly just has negative morale at the moment. Okay, and the other matchups, by the way. You got Calgary, Minnesota, Winnipeg, Colorado, Toronto, and Florida. So we get ready. Game 1, Madison Square Garden. I don't know where Martone went. There is player search, but I also don't care enough to look. Gotta be honest. Game 1. Game number 1. First period. 1-1. Lafreniere shorthanded. Caden Lindstrom shorthanded. Okay. Fair play. Second period. 2-1 Rangers. Power play goal for Artemi Panarin. So we are trailing here. Power play again for the Rangers. Adam Fox. Lafreniere makes it 4. Power play again for New York. They make it 5 just afterwards. With Lafreniere scoring again, it is a dominant victory. A dominant victory for the Rangers in game number 1. Hat trick for Lafreniere. 5 points in total. Their top line, their top pair, they showed up and kicked the hell out of us in that game. I think we need to consider changes. And apparently Evan Bouchard's roughed up. He is going to be fully healthy, though, for game 2. The warning signs are there. We're just not scoring goals, right? We're just not scoring goals. We are going to need to optimize this team from a defensive standpoint and see what we can do from there, right? So for example, with Crooks, I mean, he has the 1 point. He's a +3. He hasn't been particularly bad. I want to double down on either defense or physicality is going to be my game plan here. We might not score goals, but we will beat the shit out of you until you just can't stop us from scoring. That is the game plan. So Jackson, as a playmaker, he's not particularly bad, but it might be time to deploy the Rempe. It might be time to deploy the Matt Rempe. Could go with Hayes as a 2-way, but again, he's not particularly good at that. Yeah, it might be time to deploy the Rempe then. Send Jackson down. We're not going to score. Let's beat the crap out of somebody. Try to win every game 1-0. All right, so that right-hand side should be fine. Lamb is a left wing. So the only thing that we'll have to decide is who is playing where. Honestly, I think I'm pretty good with these lines. Actually. This is a bold strategy. But Frondell, Rempe, McCown, Lamb, Delbel, Blues, Riopel, Kachuk, Lindstrom, Kyrou had their moments this year, but it looks like it is still the right combination to go with. Unless we wanted to try something completely different, which is Kachuk, Fantilli, Kyrou, Lindstrom, Monahan, Gunderson, which could also work out pretty well. We have no choice pretty much but to put Evan Bouchard on that top line to try and get him going. Werenski hasn't done much either. I really would like to avoid that -1, but I don't see how we're going to do it. We drop Yarosek down. Dayton, Bouchard, Werenski, Zamula, Kaupin, and Yarosek. That gives us at least an 87 overall defenseman on every pair. Let's give it a shot. We're throwing whatever we can at the wall to see what sticks, but it was quite clear that while we were good enough to beat the Devils, we have had so many games where we have only scored 1 goal, And we are just, like, the luck is going to run out eventually, right? Like, you look at that Devils series. 2 goals, 1 goal, 1 goal, 4 goals, 2 goals. And then we only score 1 goal against the Devils. Like, it's clear. Screw it. Try something different. Even if it's a bit reactionary, like, now is probably the right time to be a little bit reactionary. Especially after losing 5-1. Whether or not it works, that's the question. We're about to find out. It's game 2. We are averaging the fewest amount of goals in the postseason, and we have played 6 games. So that's not great. First period. Kakko, Zibanejad, Bjugstad. Lamb gets one back. Shit. Second period. Hey, there we go. Where the hell's that been from all of you? Well, we look dead in the water at the end of the first period. Down 3-1. We lead 5-4 heading into the third. Frondell, Gunderson, Kyrou, and Kachuk. Shesterkin is out of the game. So is Daig. The backups are both in as we head to the third period. 9 goals combined. What the hell? Yeah, I probably should have optimized the power play too, let's be honest. Hunter McCown, shorthanded. Capo Kakko on the power play. It's back to a 1-goal game. Power play for the Rangers. No dice. 4 minutes left. Can we hold on? Can we win this game? Yes, we can. An absolute barn burner where we scored nearly more goals in this game alone than we had up to this point in the playoffs. 6-5 the final. Kakko was the first star of the game. Del Belbelou's a strong performance in a game where there were very few strong performances. Only 4 players went without a point in this game. Somehow Adam Fantilli was the only forward in that mix. They got destroyed. Thielen did pretty well. Gabe will get the start in game 3, but that's a little bit rough. You know, I haven't been as disappointed in a player in a franchise mode in a long time as I am disappointed with Adam Fantilli. This guy could not stay healthy if you put him in a bubble, Doug. That is a really rough time to see a player of that caliber get hurt. A really rough time. He's never gotten a shot at the NHL level. Luca Pinelli. Welcome to the big time, buddy. Welcome to the big time. No pressure. You're certainly not going to be the top line center. But no pressure. It'll be Lamb, Pinelli, Riopel, Rondell, Rempe, McCown. I still like. Let's go Del Belbelou's, Monahan, Kyrou, Kachuk, Lindstrom, Gunderson. Just throw something at the wall. We'll reunite Bouchard and Werenski after all this time. And we'll go Dainton, Zamula, Kaupin, and Yarosek, I guess, just to avoid the negative. I haven't made this many line changes in a playoff run in a very long time, and there are going to be some people who are very, very unpleased with me. Displeased? Unpleased? Unpleased. Unpleased. Which is technically a word. It just doesn't sound right. It just doesn't sound right. But it is technically a word. Take it up with Merriam-Webster's. Game number 3. It is a 1-1 series split so far. First period, 2-0 Jackets. Brady Tkachuk and Jordan Kyrou. Second period, goal for Ross Colton on the power play. Rangers back to within 1. We still did nothing to the power play. I know. It's because I'm lazy. Well, cool. The old Coolie has scored. It is 2-2. Capo Caco makes it 3-2. Who needs to work on the power play? Zach Werenski scores. No problem. Technically, the power play would have changed because Fantilli's out. Are we going to overtime in this game? Yes, we are. Game 3, overtime. Who will the fourth goal belong to? It wasn't on the power play, but Philip Hedl on the Rangers' 40th shot of the game has ended it. Rangers up 2-1 here in the second round. That is disappointing. Zach Werenski he and Bouchard, dude, Evan Bouchard is fucking atrocious. He is so bad. Daig wasn't even particularly poor, but my God. This is a fundamentally broken team, unfortunately. It is like we made the playoffs, but like, man, there's just so many players to worry about. Just throwing so many different guys into like a scenario. Like, dude, Gunderson, like, terrible. Got the guy's only 20, but like, Jesus. How's Matt Rempe done? -2. McCown's okay. Okay, do we try running 3 lines to the 4? We can't. That's just down to the coach. Shout out to Atomic for the 16 months. You got a long way to go, Atomic. A long way to go. But I respect the effort. I respect it. How have you been, man? Okay. The good news is Fantilli is nearly healthy enough to go. We're going to send Matt Rempe down for Jackson. I want the higher rated players back. I guess I'm just at a loss at this point. Like, somebody has to be able to do well, right? Like, Kairou's been solid. Riopel, a point in 2 games. Hunter McCown's been tragic. Screw it. Justin Poirier. Let's give you a chance. Caden Lindstrom. Not ideal. Chuck's been all right. Fantilli's been good when he's played. Christian Gunderson has not done well. Anton Frondel has not done well. Clayton Lamb's been okay. And for the centers, Monahan's been all right. Jackson hasn't done anything, actually, and then Pinelli didn't do much in his first game either. What else can we give a chance to? Totally Spanish. Why not? Why not? I'm about to do something that might totally cost us, but you know what? Screw it. Crooks is probably going to get another chance. Frank, what's up? We're in the playoffs, but man, is this team on paper awful. Pavel Gonchar, Galyanov. Okay. Was this the day of the game, by the way? Because we can't afford to play Fantilli. We can't shout the slogan
through this fucking grass.
on the slogan. Swedish. Thank you for the follow. Have you been negotiating again? Not yet. Give it time. All right. Fantilli is going to have to miss this game. This lineup's going to be a mess, but whatever. I'm here for it. It's not the first time I would have done a setup like this where it's like, for the love of God, somebody just find a way to put up points. We got to sit Fantilli this game. Honestly, for Gonchar, who even cares at this point? We can't afford to have him get hurt. And then Gunderson is getting scratched because you have been shit. And Rondell is going to be sitting out for Galyanov. If you're not going to play well, take a seat. Pretty simple. If you're not going to play well, get out of the way. Take a seat, and we'll give somebody else a chance who might be able to actually do something. Right? Right. So, this is going to be interesting. Kachuk, Monahan, Kyrou. We'll go Lamb, Lindstrom, Riopel, Kiviranta, Del Belbaluz, Poirier, Galyanov, Gonchar, Crooks. Step up or step aside? Exactly. Bouchard, you're going back to the third pairing. The only reason Evan Bouchard is not scratched is because I can't make it work numbers-wise because of the Fantilli injury. So we're getting real aggressive with the scratches. I swear to God, I've made a roster change every goddamn game. It feels like it is game 4 against the Rangers. If we lose this one, we're in big trouble. First period, 2-1 New York. Gonchar scores on the power play, but it's 2 goals for Nick Bjugstad. Dude, they're getting more goals out of Nick Bjugstad than I am Brady Tkachuk. Second period. Oh my, we're dead. We're dead. Yeah. We're dead. It's over. It is over. Nick Bjugstad is just destroying us right now. Yegor Zamula has an MCL sprain. And the funny thing is, it's like, oh, like defensively, like I haven't even changed the defense. And again, the levy for the defense and the goaltending holding this team up, they just can't do it. They just cannot.
I'm just trying to walk through this fucking
I imagine it's Darlene. Thank you for the follow. I'd just be Darlene ER. I'm not sure. Right. So, oh man. Right. How was Crooks done in his games? Fine. Poirier was inoffensive. Riopel has been okay. Galyanov got lit up. So he's out. Kiviranta wasn't that bad. Lamb's been okay. Del Belbaluz. Again, Frondell probably will be back in the lineup. Gunderson too. The offensive strategy just shit. I mean, we could throw the blame on the Jamie Benn. That is a possibility. Gonchar scored, but he also was rough defensively. We need to call up 2 defensemen here. It will be Villeneuve and Morelli. And more changes all the time, which don't worry, that means the power play is changing all the time, everything like that. Because Fantilli is healthy. We are going to see what's up. Already liking the vibes. What? A stressed franchise? Because that's what this is. Stressed franchise all the time. Frondell and Gunderson going down to a lower line. We got to have Lindstrom play center again. Monahan will drop down to the 4th line. At least it'll be defensively responsible. Save me, Yoel Kiviranta. You're my only hope. You are my only hope. Honestly, we'll drop... we'll bump up Fantilli. We're just throwing whatever the hell we can at the wall here. Evan Bouchard, you're sitting out, buddy. You have been absolutely horrific. I have had enough of you. Good day, and may God have mercy on your soul. I've had enough. I have had enough. Dag is taking a seat for Melker Thielen. And we'll go best lines in the AHL, and it's clear that we have a lot of problems to solve. Game 5 is a must-win at Madison Square Garden. How much of strategy can we change, or is it all based on coach? For the regular stuff, like regular lines, it's all based on coach. You post these on YouTube. I sure do. I don't know if the bot's broken still. It is. That's a shame. Yeah, search my name on YouTube. You'll find me. First period, 2-0 Rangers. We are so much further away from contention than I ever would have thought. Second period, hey, Caden Lindstrom, Adam Fantilli. Okay. We're putting up a fight. Power play goal for Gunderson. Power play for the Rangers. They can't tie it, at least not at that exact moment. Give them time. They still have 10 minutes to work with, and they don't even need 8 seconds of it. Frondell gets the goal back. 4-3. Make it 5-3 thanks to Justin Poirier. Fox gets another goal back. But we do live to see another day. 5-4, the final score. Justin Poirier is the hero whose goal keeps the W intact. I mean, dude, they're getting more goals from Nick Perbix. I feel like if this team had more Pierre-Luc Dubois, you'd be all around. You're probably not wrong. At this point, we've had a lot of players continually let us down. That is for sure. We did technically win, but you know what? More lineup changes. Let's go, baby. Let's keep tinkering. We love tinkering. I just need to make sure that Dag was still in the lineup. Let's keep it going, baby. We got this. Game number 6. Trying to just keep these playoff hopes alive. Just stick with it. First period. Goalless. Shout out to Goon on the 8 months. This team doesn't know what hockey is, but they're trying. Second period. 2-1 Rangers. Artemi Panarin. First NHL goal for Luca Morelli. But then it's Artemi Panarin again. We are down 2-1. Make it 3-1 because we cannot score goals often enough. All that power play time. Del Belbaluz does score afterwards. Zibanejad makes it 4-2. 5-2, and the New York Rangers hand Columbus yet another second round exit in 6 games. I think we found out a lot about this team this year. I think we did. There's just so many injuries, too. That's rough.